I cannot believe.
Hang on, is this actually how you're supposed to get into it? Hello everybody, we're here at Sim Formula Europe 2026, right in the middle of things. And in this video, I'm going to take all of you, our beautiful channel members and subscribers that have not yet unsubscribed, for a full speedy tour of Sim Formula Europe 2026. We're going to go through all the hardware we can see, all the things that are new, and this year, amazingly, there's some flight sim stuff. Now, I know you don't care about that because you hate gliders and they're the least popular thing ever, but I love flight sim stuff and there's some cool flight sim stuff. So let's begin the tour, guys, by starting in this corner. I'm gonna have to do some like magic spinning around camera action here, and I'm gonna save you from the boiled ego vision as I'm blinded by the light. Here we go. So we're gonna start over here in the far corner. So the whole of Sim Formula Europe actually takes place in a opera house, the most obvious place for you to do a sim racing trade show. We're on this middle floor of the opera house, and that's where you can find some kart simulators. So they've got these set up with DD wheels, Simucube, nice 42-inch screens, and you see R Factor 2, but it's actually kart sim, but it uses R Factor 2. You can actually get this as a DLC for R Factor 2. They've also, I think, just put these in Buckmore Park, actually. So you can try them out there if you're in the UK. But really good fun to drive, and really nice laser scan tracks. And you have a chance, if you want to, if you came here, to do the hot lap competition, or just drive straight into the tyre wall and have to be reset. This go-karting is difficult, guys. He actually now needs to go to hospital for spinal surgery, but you know, good times. So hang on, I think that's Jarno. Is that Jarno Opmeer at the top there? Yeah. What a git! These bloody aliens are too good. And is that Luke Schumacher? No. Oh, I can't show you in camera. He's too small, too young. But that's how annoying is that? There's a young guy, very young, and he's set the fastest lap time. He's wearing a suit as well. So I don't know what's going on there. So it's obviously a scam. Right, let's keep going. But that's nice to see younger people getting into it, and that go-kart, the go-kart sim rig is small enough that you can actually get into it and drive it. So, moving on from the kart sim, we have the SRP pedals here, and we actually had a go on these earlier. Really nice pedals, and what really stands out with these pedals is that they're one of the few, Game of Muscle, one of the fewer companies that actually have pneumatic, they're pneumatic brake pedals. So rather than fluid, it's air pressure. When you push on the brake, it pushes increases the air pressure, and then that goes down into a controller box, which has circuitry that can then read the air pressure. I believe it probably uses some kind of load cell in here, or some kind of magical air pressure reading circuitry. I really don't know how that works. The end result is that you actually get that you get that kind of squish to these pedals that's very similar to what you'd experience in a real race car, and obviously the sort of precision you'd expect from sim racing pedals. These are sort of just resistive springs, and you've got a whole bunch of preload settings, but really highly adjustable sim racing pedals for €1,217 for the full kit. By default, they come with these orange faceplates on them, but you can ask them to do different colours if you want to, and then they have a bunch of accessories as well. So SRP pedals, really nice pedals. You really have to try pedals yourself to really have a good like sense of how they actually feel. But I would definitely say the pneumatic aspect of the brake pedal has a different feel to elastomers, and it also has a different feel that you would get from like a spring-based pedal or even a active pedal. They've also got a handbrake unit here with the pneumatic feel on it as well. And again, with the handbrake here, you can feel that there's a very specific feel to it. So there's not really much I can say in the video that really helps describe it, but it does feel quite different to what you feel with other pedals using elastomers and other spring systems. So if you get a chance, have a tug on your shaft with that, and you'll see what I mean. So SRP there. Now we have a Thermaltake over here. Thermaltake booth. Thermaltake actually coming into sim racing about a year ago now, or 2 years ago, and they've sort of blasted in with a whole bunch of products. We've shown this at Gamescom and SimRacer Expo, but they're doing motion rigs, they've got wheelbases, wheel rims, pedals, they're doing the whole caboodle, and at a very competitive price. You probably know Thermaltake from the PC cases, they do like heat sinks and a whole bunch of stuff, but it's interesting to see more companies come into the sim racing space and come in with their own products. Some of these products look quite similar to other products on the market. I think they're starting to move away to do more totally unique stuff. I think some of the stuff is maybe like white labelled, licensed. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but we had a little fiddle and a play with the DD wheels on one of these rigs, and you know, they felt like pretty decent DD wheels. You sort of standard, quite reasonably priced DD wheels. There was nothing there that really stood out as like absolutely mind-blowing, but there was nothing with them that stood out as being terrible. So for a lot of people, could possibly end up being quite a good solution, especially if you're looking to not spend a huge amount of money and still get a pretty nifty sim racing experience with a whole ecosystem. So there you go, nice little display there. I like the colour of their tables as well. So very sort of diesel, petrol blue kind of colour, I guess, or maybe more green. Don't know what it looks like for you guys. So that's the Thermaltake corner, and let's move along here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick to the right hand side here. Let's have a bit of more egg cam for you. Look at that beautiful egg. Face track enabled. Probably should have started with this behind us so you knew where we were. That's what a competent YouTuber would do. Here we have a table, the table of Moser, all on sale. And this is one of the good things about trade shows like Sim Formula Europe. You get the opportunity to buy stuff at discounted prices. You could also win prizes and get stuff for free, but here we've got 236 euros for the KS steering wheel, the GS VP2 steering wheels here for 379, 239, ready to go, 5% off, but obviously no postage and nothing else. And we've got a booster pedal over there for 926. So you could come here and leave here with less money in your bank account. So maybe don't come if you want to save money. But we've got the Moser display here actually. So the Moser Racing Dash. Over here we have SRS, your one-stop shop. I'm going to rotate you back around. You've had enough egg camera there. 2 minutes of egg cam is enough for anyone. This is actually part of the same store here, so you can actually test the stuff out on these rigs before you buy it. And really nicely, they've actually they're running Assetto Corsa on these rigs, which is the perfect sim for actually trying stuff. There you've got the Lotus 211, I think it is. That's a really good car in AC1 to actually feel force feedback with. And then they've got the Lotus, it's the one that you could rent for like £1 million a year. I've forgotten the name of it, but keep the camera away. We've got children now, trying to not film children. And then, yeah, so it's a really nice store you got there that you can try stuff out before you buy it. So we've also got the Fanatec booth here. You're not getting on camera. It's all right. We've got the Fanatec booth here. We just had a 13-year-old try the hardest to get on camera. Oh dear. I would have never have done that. So, Fanatec booth, what have they got? They just actually launched their new DD wheel. that you can now order, the Podium DD. There's the QR code if you want to order it through the video. I guess I could have an affiliate link under the video, or you could just use that QR code and just get it through that. It's probably easier for you. But again, so you've got another opportunity for you to be able to try stuff out before you end up going to buy it. They've also got the Podium pedals on these as well, so you can give it a bit of a drive. Again, fantastic choice of sim. They've got Assetto Corsa with the, I think it's the Porsche LMP car on there. Great force feedback on that. Good way for you to test what the wheel feels like. Actually, over in the corner, they have a rig set up so that you can, when they've got the Fanatec staff there, they've set it up so they can quickly turn on and off the full force, which is Fanatec's True Force, which so you can see what it feels like using those. They're basically like sound effects or high frequency force feedback. I'm not a big fan of them, but a lot of people enjoy them as a way to sort of get immersive effects with the force feedback or get more detail from games that are a bit lacking in force feedback. So that's another nice thing with this, is you can actually try it, have the engineer talk through what's going on with it, and enable it and disable it to see what you like or don't like. And of course there's the new pedals that are very chunky, and this of course is ribbed for your pleasure, but also very quickly and easily adjustable. But nice showing from Fanatec. Well, look at this Corsair wood PC. That's nice. Nice little computer there. But yeah, nice little booth from them. And again, great opportunity to try what they're offering. Let's go over here to the Actor Racer. These guys have actually got a cafe near the Nordschleife, and you can, I think they've got a centre in Dusseldorf, and got a few centres all over the place. It's quite big in Germany to have sim racing centres, and you see these guys at every trade show. Again, they've made a great decision that they're running a Assetto Corsa here on this rig. We've had a chance to jump on it. It feels really nice. Surprisingly good with the, well, both. We've got the BD8 shifter. It's not the force feedback shifter, but it's got a good wooden knob on the end of that shaft. And then they've got the nice vintage wooden wheel rim. And they were driving, they had the Shelby Cobra on it earlier, and now they're going to be driving the Lotus Type 49. SimMagic wheelbase, the new, I think it's the newer SimMagic wheelbase. What's awesome with this though is with the wooden wheel rim, it's surprising how much having a wooden wheel rim that matches up with the vehicle you're driving actually adds to the immersion. And also having a larger wooden wheel rim, it really like adds quite a lot. When I was driving the Shelby Cobra, it really felt quite nice and allowed us to drive it a little bit more precisely. Let's just capture this guy setting off here. He's going to drive into the clouds. This also is, so you've got the 4 actuators on this on the bottom, but you also have a seat mover. So when you brake, the seat moves forwards, but then that ends up tensioning the seat belts. So it's also kind of got a passive seatbelt tensioner system as well. But let's come over here, get a nice view. Look at this. Will he make it through Brands Hatch? He's gone in a bit fast through there, but he's holding on to it. He's on the limit. He's going to enter that corner from the outside on the brakes. No, he's not making that. He's off to the desert, but he gets to experience the joy of full motion there. Absolutely fantastic. That he did that on purpose. You've got to feel the full actuation, and a great drift display there as well. Obviously intentional. So, as Actor Racer, now let's head across the other side. Fanatec have also taken over these columns. I'm going to give you more ego vision, guys. There you go. Fanatec have branded the Opera House columns. Someone had to stick these giant Fanatec stickers here. This is how Fanatec take over. 1 minute you have bare columns, the next minute they've been Fanatec'd. They were hoping to do that to all of Birmingham, But upon visiting Birmingham, they realised that the entire city is concrete columns and it was physically impossible to manufacture enough stickers. Here, on the right, behind me, we have an amazing Asher Racing column with an Asher Racing QR code. This actually takes you to Martin Asher's private website. You have to pay extra for that, but they're wheel rims. Absolutely fantastic. They're not the cheapest of wheel rims, but they're absolutely gorgeous. We've covered them before. Absolutely rock solid, and also with the Asher wheel rims, you get a huge amount of choice from there, like the McLaren licensed wheel rims, or there's a wheel over here. There's a Billy Orish there. I'll show you him on the camera. Billy Orish, another. Look at this shiny. There we go.
Shiny head brigade.
Look at
Hello,
this.
how's it going?
Double eggs.
The glare
boiling.
is immense.
Yes, you've got a whole range of wheel rims. They've got separate displays. You've got loads of options. And I think one of the things that Asher were just showing off recently, you can get sort of custom laser etching and engraving. And they've done some wheel rims for some pretty prominent race drivers. Some very nice wheel rims out there. So keep your eyes on some of those race drivers, and you might see, if you squint, you might see some Asher wheel rims there on those well-known race drivers' sim rigs. We also, here we have, let me flip you around again. Well, I don't speak English anymore, I've turned into a farmer. We also have here the RaceRoom with the track time sim rig. And they've just running the normal RaceRoom stuff. You can sign in here, it allocates you a simulator, you can jump on and drive, and they also have a lot of hot lap competitions they're doing. But RaceRoom this year, basically, with their online ranking stuff, came back from the dead, and is really popular now. Super touring cars have become really popular for people to race and drive. So absolutely fantastic. There's a Rogue Bono there. Look at the pace on him. Look at the pace. Really, yeah, RaceRoom absolutely killing it, and it's really interesting to see what's coming next. Look out for a video on them. Subscribe so you don't miss that video, because we should have an interview with them talking about their plans for the future. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of RaceRoom and what they've done with that simulator. You're going to have a fun time with it. Download it for free now. Racing Fuel. Here, they have the fuel for racing, the fuel for excitement, and the fuel for a traction loss sim rig. You've got two skateboard wheels there, but that's for the so Tony Hawk's can enjoy this sim rig, but also so you can enjoy the traction loss experience. Again, another intellectual company here, because they are using Assetto Corsa with the 90s DTM cars around the Nordschleife. Another vintage wheel in action, which is nice to see. And these cockpits from Racing Fuel are really nice, because they've got all the options and stuff for branding on the cockpits. So you know, if you've got a sim center or you just want something that looks more like a race car, you can get these cockpits. They'll brand it to whatever you want. They'll livery it to whatever you want, and you know, it's really quite nice and sleek and quite minimal. I have to say, I'm a mega fan of T-slot myself. I think it's just versatile. But you know, if you knew you were only going to be driving Formula cars, in this case, the F2004, probably one of the best cars in Assetto Corsa, in my opinion, a very fun car to drive. If you knew you were only going to be driving Formula cars, you could get one of these rigs and have a very sleek, liveried cockpit. So this is the Stage 1 Pro. Stage 1 sounds more like a disease than a sim rig, but it's a Stage 1 Pro. Don't worry, it's only Stage 1, it's not Stage 2 yet. Total price, $21,181. And if you do buy one of these, make sure you email them and say, Gamer Muscle 100% sold me this, please give him a commission. But yeah, I think this is sort of out of the price range of your average person, but more for someone that wants a turnkey, i.e. fully built, ready to go, branded sim rig. Maybe more sim centers, as I say. Interestingly as well, on the screen over here, they have what's going on in those sessions with those computers, those simulators, tracking the times, and they can control what's going on each computer remotely, which is really nice. I think something you really only see at events is this kind of sim event management stuff. Right, that is the landing area of Sim Formula Europe, and it's now time for me to land myself as we come down to the flight pattern. And we're coming down, we've already missed all the PAPI lights that are all red, and now they're all yellow, and now they've gone all red again, now they're yellow, and that's it, we've crashed, because we're now on the ground floor, where over here we have a depth of field reality motion rig. How can we do this? There we go. Depth of field reality motion rig, some Thrustmaster wheels, but more importantly, in this room here, we have something new this year at Sim Formula Europe, and that is flight simulation. So over here, in the corner here, we have the Moser yoke with them, with a nice, I think it's Pimax Crystal headset. Let me rotate you. There you go, a lot better. Pimax Crystal, I think it's Pimax Crystal on this one. Pimax Crystal Light. Pimax Crystal Light on this headset with the Moser force feedback yoke and the Thrustmaster, the HOTAS throttle unit. That's what we've got on our rig at home, absolutely fantastic. And the Thrustmaster rudder pedals, which are sliding off. So we'll just push them forwards a bit for him. But a nice little rig there. The Moser force feedback yoke is pretty nice for actually being able to feel what the vehicle's doing. I personally find the sort of in and out, the up and down motion has a bit of stiction to it. But the left and right is really nice and smooth on it, and it is fully force feedback. So actually quite a nice yoke to use. We've done a video on that. But more excitingly than that, we actually have some new stuff here from Honeycomb, which is really cool. So we'll try and show you this. We have this Honeycomb joystick here, or gamepad, the Echo Aviation controller. It's around about £150, and this basically gives you all the flight sim controls that you'd need in a gamepad. So if you're playing on your games console, Flight Sim 24 now on PS5 and Xbox, or you're on your PC with a couch setup, you can jump in and do Flight Sim and have everything that you need to be able to do Flight Sim. Also, Honeycomb now have this joystick here, which is, again, more on the more affordable side of things, but it's got yaw action, you've got all the options you want, you've got these really nice rotary encoders, bottom rotor, top rotor, bunch of switches, and then a little throttle unit there for you to control the engines independently. Both of those things can be bought separately, so you can build things up gradually and get into Flight Sim that way on a desk. And then we have here the really nice Honeycomb aeronautical light yoke. Did I just call those Thrustmaster? This is all Honeycomb stuff. This light yoke, really affordable way to get into Flight Sim again, clamps onto your desk, and really nice smooth input, super smooth. This actually feels a lot better than a real craps yoke. It's so precise, nice bit of resistance. If you do general aviations like passenger jets, Cessnas, not gliders, use a stick for them, but that sort of general aviation stuff, really good way to be able to fly precisely and just chill out, trim your aircraft, great fun. We have the throttle unit that goes with it as well. This can be bought separate. It's a little bit more advanced, a little bit more pricey, but gives you everything you need for like a passenger jet. So you've got your two engines. You can bind them to more engines if you want to, but then you also have these options here for the thrust reversers. You can set your gear with gear illumination to let you know if your gears are up or down, and then you have here the trim and parking brake, which you have to sort of pull out and release. But really nice bit of kit. Finally, the more advanced honeycomb controller, which is basically the internals are exactly the same as that one over there. It's exactly the same, but it has the additional buttons on it, backlighting, and some more options. Actually, the yoke's the same, but more options on the base itself. And here we have as well. This would be good for people doing very, like Cessnas and things. You've got your throttle, propeller, mixture, and I have to say as well, these are super nice. You can do the left, right, really fine adjustments, but you can push this button in to then do a larger adjustment, and it just locks in. This feels, so it's locked in unless you push the button, this feels absolutely amazing. Really, really high quality stuff. I think in some ways it's really weird with flight sim and driving sim how some flight sim stuff randomly ends up just being like epic quality and epic feeling compared to some driving sim stuff, and vice versa. Some flight sim stuff just is, I mean, there's only really the Moser force feedback yoke, and this is just nowhere near as good as like a moderate force feedback wheel in many ways. So some aspects of flight sim are really far behind driving sim and vice versa. It's really weird. I guess with flight sim, stuff like these propeller and mixture controls, these are things that they just literally copy the feel from a real aircraft, and so there's an expectation for it to be the similar thing. Whereas anytime there's a bit of abstraction or it's not cost effective to do force feedback, that's where you start getting the big differences. Let me take you over here, guys. So we have this ginormous screen here with a yoke set up and then a screen behind the yoke, and they've actually set this up so people are taking off near the airport that's close to Maastricht, where SimFormula Europe is, and this is like a full-on training setup. You've got all the radio controls on the right there, so you can practice dialing in the radio, setting the frequencies correct, and then the display itself, though this is on the grand scheme of things actually quite a minimal setup for like proper pilot training, it has pretty much all the main basic instrumentation there, so you can get familiarised with how everything works. And a lot of real pilots, especially those in early training, use these types of simulators to proper familiarise themselves with, all the instrumentation, how it works, how to read the instrumentation, and because there's lots of sub-detail in the instruments telling you what's going on with the aircraft that you have to be really familiar with before you go into a real plane. Moving over here, we have a setup with a Turtle Beach controller, and that's again set up on flight sim. Turtle Beach still rocking things, and they actually do more flight sim stuff than they do driving sim stuff. And an interesting thing with Turtle Beach that a lot of people aren't aware of is that Turtle Beach actually have a lot of former SATEC staff working for them. So here's the Velocity 1 flight stick. So if you notice some familiarities with SATEC controllers that are coming out, and you're like, hang on, I think I remember stuff from the 2000s and the 90s. There's some like similar things going on. Say SATEC heritage, but again, Xbox compatibility, and this is flight sim running on the Xbox. So there's no excuse. You can get into flight sim on any platform and very affordably. Not quite sure how much this Velocity 1 controller is, but feels reasonably good. It's reasonable. It's not the best of joysticks. A little bit of stiction there, but it's got lots of options on it. So it's good enough for you to be precise, especially for general aviation, if you set the curves up nicely. We've got another Velocity one there with the flight deck running on a laptop. This guy's flying the fighter jet. And so you have here the throttle unit. So you can, that's really nice and smooth actually, it feels awesome. It's got like a little screen on it. But it's not cheap, this stuff, but it does the basics. Again actually though, we have the double rotary encoder here. So the bottom one top one and then the push down button. Why don't all PC driving sim stuff, why don't they all have that configuration? I don't know. It's like they haven't discovered the flight sim rotary encoder. Here we have some Thrustmaster wheels on hay bales, so you can enjoy the world of farm simulator, or in this case, tractor stuck in a hedge simulator. Not quite sure what's going on there, but maybe that's how the Dutch do farming. He's had too many pancakes and he's had enough, and he's hidden his tractor in a hedge, and no one's going to bother him for the rest of the day. I don't know if you can buy the hay bales. It's probably an extra fee. Difficult to ship a hay bale, but if you want to play farm sim with full immersion, you will need to get the hay bale. Otherwise, it's just purely simcade. Obviously, we've got some more joysticks on display there. Let's see what else we've got over here. We've got a next level cockpit here. Next level flight sim cockpit with the Thrustmaster joystick on there. Thrustmaster pendular rudder pedals. We've got these on our rig at home. Really nice pedals, actually. And these pedals are, if you remove the base off them, which is what we've done, this very bottom part, they actually fit on a lot of sim rigs in front of your pedals if you slide your pedals back. So they're one of the few sets of flight sim rudder pedals that actually can go onto many T-slot sim rigs. So if you wanted high-end pedals and you've got a sim rig, these could be the ones to go for. They feel absolutely fantastic, and also they've got the toe brake as well as the rudder options and the ability to fully configure the rudder's resistance. I think I'd actually say they're probably one of the best products that Thrustmaster have done. Not many people have managed to beat the sort of feel and versatility of those. Here we have Airbus controller with flight sim. You can buy this as a kit. You've got obviously the throttle controllers, parking brake. You get to understand it now, guys. You're learning all about flight sim. So we've got the joystick there. You can buy the joystick on its own. You can buy two of these joysticks that are exactly the same, but they're branded different for combat flight sim. You can buy the joystick with the throttle, and you also have this awesome button box, specific flight sim button box for controlling all your nav lights and your engine off buttons for when they catch on fire inevitably. Basically every single EasyJet flight, your engines will catch on fire. So awesome to have way more flight sim options now, and also on the more affordable side. Here we have someone vandalising a Red Bull Air Racer racing line in the air here, guys. It's a first. Not just on the track, you can have aerial racing lines. And he's flying over the Red Bull ring here. Is he going to make the gates? Yes. Not level through the gate, that's it. Penalised 6 seconds immediately. Absolute failure. But he did succeed at the activity, so it's not too bad. That's running with the Moser AB9 wheelbase, joystick base. Really good if you like force feedback. Rudder pedals again. And this only just came out for flight sim just recently, this Rebel Air Racing. So if you wanted to...
My father is on your channel.
Oh, awesome. If you wanted to jump on flight sim, now is the time. Sim Update 4 just came out. You've got Rebel Air Racing, you've got stuff to do, you can have a fun time. Moser throttle here actually. This is awesome, it feels absolutely fantastic. There's all these like detents on the throttle. I'm not sure, you'll have to ask someone else. We've got all the options for the jets, landing gear, absolutely fantastic stuff. But there you go, Red Bull Air Racing and a Dragon. That is pretty much the flight sim stuff on show. Let me go back in here so you can see it in the background. They've also got a little cafe in here. They've got some coffee machines. Seems to be a lot of people accidentally doing barrel rolls and loop the loops. seems to be what most people are doing when they're playing flight sims. But there's not really that many flight sim trade shows in the UK, so I think it's a really good idea to combine flight sim stuff with driving sim. I'd love to see some train sim here as well for Paul Smith, and then he would come out. That might get him to come along if there was a good diesel train and a good diesel train simulator. Paul Smith, smileable, give him a follow, give him a sub. He would be here in a jiffy. He would drive the train himself to get here. But yeah, awesome flight sim there. Over here, we have these weird devices that the Dutch are very familiar with. These are, I believe they're called bicycles or something, bicycles. The idea is that you move your feet, and in this case, you move your feet and you stay in the same position, but then something on the screen changes. Not quite sure why you'd want such a high effort simulator. Seems like a lot of hard work, but supposedly it's a great way to lose weight. But why would you want to do that? If you've built your biscuit belly up, why would you want to just throw it away on some kind of bizarre pedal simulator? I don't know. There you go, you can get into this, you can get fit, and you can also enjoy pretending to cycle visually whilst pretending to cycle physically. I mean, really, I don't think it'll ever. I don't think I'll ever catch on. The whole. I mean, why would you pretend to do something? I don't know. Well, in Holland, there's no risk of getting run over by a bus, which is 90% of the excitement of cycling. The downside of cycling is you can only do 2 bike rides before you are inevitably run over. So it makes a sense for Londoners, but not for the Dutch. But there you go. We saw this briefly. Let me de-eggify you here. We have Thrustmaster, another vintage wheel. The Thrustmaster was nothing really new there. From Thrustmaster, next level tubular sim rig, DOF Reality, another VR headset. So a few VR headsets here which you could try out and enjoy VR gaming with. DOF Reality sim rig. You've got like 3 points on that actuator that go to a single point. DOF Reality though, actually quite a well-known company for doing affordable motion. And this guy's definitely experiencing motion to the limits here. I think he's trying to simulate the sea storm experience. He's driving in a GT3 car, McLaren I think, but the experience is resembling that of being a fisherman caught out at sea during a thunderstorm. And he's gone. Oh, he's caught it, he's sideways, look at that drift. And that is the power of VR, guys. You can drift anything in full 3D. But yeah, that's the DOF Reality Motion Sim there. And rather nicely, it's not your own rig here, is it? So you could absolutely hammer it, and if you break it, it's someone else's problem. Another great reason to come to trade shows. Right, that's the downstairs flight sim part of the show. Beautiful. I've got some water here. Let me just refuel, rehydrate, moving pit stop. It's a great part of the video. I feel like I've climbed Everest. Okay guys, refreshed, and we're now ready to see what's going on over here. We have behind us the Overtake booth. So Overtake are the official media partner for Simformer Europe, and they have some nice beach chairs set up so you can rest yourself, relax your feet. See if I can get him on the camera there.
Oh my God, you know. Is that gamer muscle?
Oh no, it's a Rene Butler, the worst man in sim racing. Beautifully though, he lowers the bar to make me look okay. So I really appreciate it. But come on the camera, maybe you can, let's go here so you can see the booth. Actually, Rene.
Yes.
You can maybe introduce us to the car that's down there.
Yeah.
Talk us through it very quickly, right now, in this live tour.
Okay,
here we go, we're forcing Rene to move. So, Overtake have their booth here. They've got 3 SimLab cockpits, and you've got AC rally on one of them.
Yeah, AC Rally with a Thermaltake setup and Overtake pedals. LMU with the triple screen Simucube active pedals and Simucube SE2 Pro. And one with AC Evo with the Moza R21, the Lamborghini wheel, the Essenza wheel, and the M booster pedals.
There's the Lamborghini, Moza Lamborghini wheel here. And is there any reason why that Lamborghini wheel's there?
Yeah, we thought like people might connect it because it's the same car next to it, you know.
What car are you talking about? Is it maybe if we have to turn around, no one knows what we're talking about? So through the magic of camera, hold on to the microphone there.
I'll hold on to it.
Right, I've got my own mic.
You got your own one?
Here
That's
we go.
good.
So, look at this, we're just going to barge right onto the carpet, the car carpet. Can you, as the guy, Rene's done a lot of real driving, he owns a race car, he lives on the north side, he actually lives on a corner on the north side under a little drain cover, and he has to, every time he wants to leave, he has to lift the drain cover, check there's no race, and then he's like, I can leave.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. That's his dream, actually. Right. Talk us through this car. Right, I'm going to top the car under there.
Yeah, show the car.
Show the car, so not my bald head.
It is the Essenza SCV12 because it's a V12 engine, right? 40 of them were built, 830 horsepower. Beautiful in green, right? This is the Gamer Muscle Edition. Comes with the Moza steering wheel. No, come over here. You can actually get in. Come on. I want to see if you make it, because people always struggle to get in the car. I want to see if you are sporty enough. You know, as a pro sim racer, you're obviously a high-level athlete,
I resent
as we know.
I resent that sarcasm. I think we are easily not the worst of shape sim racers, but
that's true.
Pretty close to it.
There's no teabags inside of it, right. I can tell you that.
I'm debagging all my pocket. Look at this, guys. This is the reality of being a YouTuber. I've got my phone there, the water, the bag, the batteries,
everything that's needed.
Right.
What are those pills, should I ask?
Just ibuprofen. How do you say that in German? Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. No problem.
Right.
All right, man. Let's see if you can actually do it. Do you have like a good shot? Can I see that?
I have a fantastic shot for you, Rene. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Right,
all right,
okay.
come over here. So right foot in.
Hang on, let's get a better shot here. Right. This is going to be a beautiful view of my ass.
Right foot in, then swing your bum around.
Okay.
Fold yourself in half.
It's a nice shot of your
and then
ass there.
fall in. Yeah, I just wanted to show off a tiny bit.
Right, you can do the camera work as well.
I will have a go.
I've already spotted a problem with this car, guys. The door here is like good if you're parked in a parking space, but okay.
Which happens a lot with a car that's that wide. Look, let's see if we can do it.
Is there some bodywork I can hold on to?
Yes, like I said, your bum first. I said your bum first.
Guys, the car is moving. When that's how heavy I am. The car's rolling. Right.
Fold yourself. Now you touched everything. I have to polish the entire. Oh my goodness me.
How am I meant
this
to...
is so. Oh man, aesthetic.
Who designed this?
I cannot believe.
Hang on, is this actually how you're supposed to get into it?
I told you to first get your bum in, not your head.
Hang on.
First your bum, then
under.
fold yourself in half. Man, I calculated exactly 150 on both sides, 1 meter 50. So the car's in the middle. If you roll it, I have to do all of that over again.
I'm going to do my bottom first, this way.
No, your foot first.
right.
Foot first.
Come on.
Bum next, not your head. My goodness me.
I don't fit. I literally do not fit.
Your foot first.
Can I take the wheel off?
No.
No, okay.
Not for you. Oh my goodness me. Easy. Look. Perfect, right? Thank you very much. Yeah. That's, by the way, the test if you want to buy one. If you don't look good while getting into it, you can't have it. So, did you make it?
Every owner of this car is going to be super fit, because getting in and out of it is a workout.
Yeah, it should come with own yoga lessons.
So, nicely, first thing, only a brake and accelerator, flappy paddles, absolutely fantastic. Feels like the brake and accelerator is disconnected, actually.
Yeah, it is disconnected.
Well, that's rubbish as a car. How does that make any sense?
I don't want you to drive it away. We saw your streams, I'm afraid.
I'm not going to touch too much because I don't want to dirty up the Alcantara, but this is a proper Alcantara, really nice dash on here, some vents, really, really sleek. Actually quite nice how the interior sort of mirrors a lot of the design of the exterior. But there are, I have to say, sorry guys, sorry to ruin the dream of this car, there are some interior details where the finishing of it, it's a little bit rough, you know, like you would notice you need a bit more Alcantara to cover it. So it's not, despite it being looking beautiful, I have to be critical. There goes any partnership with...
I have to cut that here, sorry.
Yeah, there's a bits of stuff. I would have done a better job, let's be honest. Where's the tea making facilities? Where am I going to put my kettle? What's the point? You look great, you're going fast. Can you have a cup of tea? Anyway, it's time to now leave the car after burning all Lamborghini bridges, because car companies are renowned for not being sensitive to criticism. So, oh, nice little button box here actually. Don't know if that you see that on camera, but let's try and get out.
Yeah, so your right foot on the footrest where your left one is now. Then left foot all the way here, do not step on the side skirt.
Oh, that's...
And then just, or you go on all fours. Like,
okay, okay. Oh my God. And that's how Game of Muscle was born. Right, it was easier to get out of than to get into, I have to say. Thank you very much, Rene, for allowing me to enter the Lamborghini and potentially, well, it has been, that car has now been devalued. It's lost half its value. Turning a car on is pretty bad. Driving it down the road is worse. But putting a Game of Muscle in your car, it's gone. Which is great news though, because it means now you can afford to buy it. So the plan is paid off there. But right, so Overtake. Oh my God, I'm so out of breath from just getting into a car. Fitness level fail. Overtake have their booth. They have a nice Lamborghini. Rene's been showing everyone around. But with that in mind, let's continue off, guys, to let's continue off. We've got to make sure I've got everything and not left anything behind. Overtake booth was the same. Cup of tea. All right. Overtake booth. Went through what you can do there. Here we go on the right here. That's half the video is on the left, on the right. We have AC Rally with the house-unveiled wheel rim, house-unveiled pedals, the house-unveiled knob and shaft display. There's your knobs, here's your shafts. Very firm, very hard, very well textured shafts on here, absolutely fantastic stuff. And the big thing from House Unveiled though, of course, what everyone's talking about, is their new, it's very hard with head tracking to get this on, I'm going to just turn you around, their new button box. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So you've got, we've done a little 3-minute short video on this, but quick rundown. Nice housing. You have one screen, but it's divided up into 4 screens. You have 4, 8, 12 buttons with rotary encoders, so 1 button, 2 buttons, push button, 4 buttons at the bottom, funky joystick. And of course this screen is, though it is physically one screen, it's divided into 4 separate screens. This uses SimHub, and that will allow you to have fully custom backgrounds for all the options, all the buttons, full RGB LED, absolutely fantastic. Also, it's super narrow, so it's about 1 centimetre thick. This is a prototype, so this material will change, the rotary encoder material will change, but it'll be more solid than this, because this is like a 3D printed stuff at the moment. But you've got this super thin housing, and then you've got this 2-port USB hub on the back, and the whole thing is powered by a USB-C cable. Vesta 100 holes on it, so that you can use any sort of standard Vesta 100 mount. In this case, this is a RAM mount, but you could use something like a small rig, or any of those kind of solutions that you can get from Amazon, super cheap, and they work really good for attaching to any type of sim rig, really. But I would say it's probably one of the better things from this show, and certainly one of the newest and exciting things. But House Unveiled surprising us, coming out of the blue with that, really. Absolutely fantastic. And then over here we have the 2 House Unveiled rigs. One of them is using Assetto Corsa. This is the demo their new wheel rim, which is just launched actually. You can buy them now, and their new button box. But They're running the AMG GT3 on Goodwood Vintage in Assetto there. And then, really awesome, we had a go on this, absolutely fantastic. We have the Automobilista 1 Rodin F3 car. Now, this is the car that Rodin F3 team are actually using as their training car. So what's important about that and interesting about that is that this is Automobilista 1, came out in 2014. You have a current Formula team using this simulator to actually train with. The reason is because with AMS1, which uses comparatively simple physics, you can still have absolutely fantastic and very realistic handling cars, realistic enough for teams to be using them as a training tool. And it does feel absolutely phenomenal, and it's a little bit sad that AMS1, in many ways, drives better than sims that came out in the last 2 or 3 years. So you have to try this sort of thing out if you get a chance. Unfortunately, because this is a private simulator or car, there's no way to drive this unless you were to come to a trade show. But Neil's spreadsheet magic in action, and great way, really great way to actually experience their new wheel rim, which I quite like. It's been very divisive, the Hausenfeld wheel rim. Its design is really different to other wheel rims on the market, but in my opinion, that's a good thing. We don't need 300 identical GT3 wheel rims, do we? I think actually having lots of different wheel rims is would be better rather than lots of the same wheel rims. Nice Agura Racing Beetle VW for this strange guy here. So Jaxa's helping to ambassadorise Sim Magic here. He's ambassadorising them hard here. He's actually got his time set. Can you beat Jaxa's time here? If you come here, can you beat him? Look at that face of focus. Looks like world's strongest man when we zoom on him there. He's doing the Esports pose as well, so that signifies the power and strength of an Esports driver. But there's another opportunity for you to be able to try out some more sim racing equipment, and this is also another store where you can pick stuff up as well. So if you come here, give it a bash, see if you can beat Jax's time on these SimLab cockpits with the various different wheelbases. We've got a VRS wheelbase there, we've got a Conspit wheelbase, Conspit wheel rim, VRS wheel rim, and yeah, you can jump on, give them a go, and then if you really like it and you've got money to waste or spend, or it's weighing down your pockets, you can come to the shop here and get a discount. Because how much is it discounted by the stuff that's here?
The most of the stuff, 10%.
10% discount. 40% for the Acertech SimSports Invitica pedals. Not bad. So yeah, again, opportunity to pick stuff up on the Mustang GT3 Ford Performance wheel rim is discounted from $2,259 to the bargain price of $1,959, which is that makes a difference. When it was above 2,000, I was like, but now it's below 2,000. It's almost an instant purchase for me, I think. So, but yeah, Lawrence's book, guys, check that out. You can pick up a copy there, and you can indoctrinate your children with sim racing. They can learn the sim racing alphabet. So give that a look if you don't know about that and you've got young kids. But there you go. That's their Simware EU store. We're going to mosey on through here. It's getting a bit compacted. We're being squashed in the corridor. Here we have some the Go Skeleton. Go Skeleton sounds like something from a 90s kids cartoon. The lightest spacer ever created, 72.5 grams for the 50mm and 95 grams for the 100mm. So if you wanted to extend your shaft, but do it without adding inertia or weight, then this is an option for you. Probably not the cheapest of things, but they do look really, really nice. Like, it is super, super light. It's crazy, crazy light, but obviously it's machined, CNC machined, I believe, aluminium. So yeah, that's it really, really light, and actually quite a nice little design to it as well. Check them out, guys. Digital design have you covered. They do look really nice, actually. Like if you were looking for a, if you've got a nice sim racing equipment and you wanted a high quality spacer, these do actually look really quite nice. So we've got a whole table of them there. It's me. Look at those ones. Look, got these even bigger ones here. This is a little bit heavier. This one. This is not their super light one, so I guess it's probably a little bit cheaper. But still, not a problem I've had actually. My shaft on my rig is plenty long enough, but some people's shafts are too short, and thankfully these guys have thought of everything to help you increase your shaft length.
James.
Yes.
You need to review this wheel span.
Okay, we're going to look at this over here. Zen sim wheel on here. We haven't tried this out. We'll have to come back and give it a go later. But we've got someone just driving around here. They've got the extension shaft on there. So again, it's not that you can just look at stuff and then, pick it up. You can actually try it on the sim rigs to see how much of a difference it would make to you. For if it's something you actually want to, you think you'd actually use it after a bit of testing. Did you design this wheel?
I designed the wheel.
Okay.
I developed it and I built it myself.
Hang on a second. I'll hold them, it's good.
Okay. So this is the LMZ Evo. It's a prototype. So we got 5 rotary switches on the front. We got 8 tactile buttons, 2 funky switches, 2 jump encoders, and we got basically 8 functions on the back side. We have dual clutch, shifter pedals of course. We have top pedals, but also got back buttons. So it's a very complex wheel. Like basically all you need is on there, and it's the first prototype. We launched it at this Expo, and we get to gather some feedback and we improve on their work. And I think it's in a few months it will be available for the public. So forged carbon, fully aluminum as well, very thin on the top. Yeah, it's a great design in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to see what you think about it.
What price are we looking at?
We're looking at a price from $12.29. Including Dutch VAT.
Okay, so for a wheel that has this many features on it, the screen, and it's a high-end wheel rim, it's in that. It's not on the lowest side of it, but sort of in the mid pricing for that kind of a wheel, I think.
Definitely.
But
and also the value is in the guy who built it. I'm doing everything myself, and there's not really like a big factory behind it. So if you have something or you want some info or you order something, you have a direct communication with the manufacturer as well. So maybe that's also important to know this. And it's like one guy building everything hand building everything for the customers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more orders.
What's the name of the website that people should go to?
It's zensimwheels.com, and it's also here on the banner.
Okay. So there you go, guys. zensimwheels.com. And I'll have to have a go on it later because I've not tried it yet, and then we'll see what we think. But it does look really nice. Does it actually? Is it using its own dash software?
No, we use SimUp. All our wheels are compatible with SimUp as well. So everything is official SimUp integration as well.
Awesome. Everyone's using SimHub, and it makes sense because SimHub is absolutely fantastic. So
that's great.
Thanks for telling us about that.
Thank you.
See you later. Awesome. So Zen Sim Wheels, and we now have. Over here, ERL Esports League booth, and this is just where they've been doing race commentaries and interviews. So if you watched the Sim Formula Europe coverage on the internet, you'll see the sofa here. Many a driver in Esports Pro is sat there, and the chair of Inquisition, where all the sim racing knowledge is extracted from people. Sadly, because it is sim racing knowledge, it's great camera work there. It's knowledge that nobody actually needs or wants, but it's been extracted nonetheless. Here we have Nitro Concepts and Simverse, and actually this is another new thing at Sim Racing, Sim Formula Europe, because we have here the Purple Race Labs, who have some new pedals that they've just shown off the first time. We've got a video of this that you can look out for on the channel, where we break down all the stuff, the pedals, but really nice high-end esports pedals, set up for esports drivers, set up for pure, raw performance. Are they the best pedals on the market?
Well, they're not on the market yet, but they will be, for sure.
No bias there at all.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, really nice pedals. You have to check out our video on them, but they've got these on the rig, so again, opportunity to actually try stuff before you buy them, even prototypes. But quickly, whilst we're doing the tour, I'll tell you some things about the pedals, for those of you that can't be bothered to search for another video. You've got this really some interesting things. Super precise, super low resistance, very nice to use pedals. Heel plate keeps your foot in line with the pedal. If you're wearing shoes, that's quite nice. Feels super weird. I'm not convinced if I like that, but it's quite interesting. I'm surprised no other companies have done that. Brake pedal though, really interesting. They've got, it's obviously load cell, using the spring for the resistance, which is entirely linear and utterly consistent. There's some argument that elastomers, some argument that they change over time. Well, they do change over time with wear and temperature and everything. As to how much that affects driving is somewhat debatable, but using this setup, this should always be the same all the time. But to turn the linear resistance that you get from the spring to maybe a non-linear or an increasing resistance, or for you to be able to dial in the actual feel of the pedal and how it moves and how it resists things, you have this whole arrangement here, which is really quite interesting. As I say, watch our in-depth interview with the engineer of this to find out more. I'm far too dumb to be able to explain to you in 2 minutes how that all works. So, over here we also have the Simucube people from Finland, and they're busy doing a presentation, I think, at the moment, so perfect opportunity to run in and grab ourselves some Simucube equipment whilst they're not looking. Again, incredibly high security at this event, but really nice wheels. Yeah, I mean, you know Simucube, surely. If you don't, super solid stuff, super high end. You know what you're getting with it. They're sort of saying this is like the end point for sim racers. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but it's definitely at the very high end. Like, I think with any of these really high end or top level wheel rims and wheelbases, pretty much any of those, once you pass a sort of £1,000 price point, or even like £800 price point now, you've got something that is way overkill for most people's needs. But you've got the new Simucube 3 V3 wheelbase, you've got the active pedal on display here, and an opportunity to talk to the guys at Simucube, which is always good. They're willing to spend the time chatting with you. These rigs they've got set up are quite nice. So you've got, I'm not sure how clear that is, probably not that clear on the camera here, but they've got the active pedals set up on that rig. It's a static rig, but with nice big screens. The Porsche in iRacing, super immersive rig with 3 curved OLED screens. I think like 37-inch curved OLED screens, absolutely awesome. And then over here we have another budget sim rig with 3, I think they're 47-inch OLED screens. Look absolutely stunning. Shame about the simulator they're playing, but you know, can't have everything. 2 active pedals, 1 for the brake, 1 for the accelerator. Simucube V3, Simucube wheel rim, dash display, full on motion, anything you could possibly need. Perfect for people living in central London with little space. You could just live in the sim rig. And I think, as far as sim racing goes, that is pretty much all of the exhibitors. Oh, we've got one more over here. We've got some gloves. Let me get you in here to the gloves. Look at that, there's some nice. They've severed an esport driver's hand and encapsulated it in a cube, so you too could one day own a decapitated hand and glove. Just one though. They didn't decapitate the other one because that would be cruel. You can only take one hand, never be two greedy when it comes to hand decapitation. Is it decapitation? Dehandication? I don't know, but I can't be too noisy here though, because on the right we actually have the esports part of Sim Formula Europe, which has been going on in the background over the 4 days that this event takes place. Really interestingly though, the esports stuff on this takes place using the last garage, which is a simulator that's not actually available yet. So all the people come in. There are some online qualifications for some of the events they do with this simulator, but when they get here, it's the first time they're actually using the car and their simulator. But they also have qualifiers at the event where you can jump on and qualify, come in here with a few spaces for you to then get into the final. And they have, I think it's like £30,000 worth of prize money. So you end up with quite a few of the serious esports drivers and sometimes some random people coming off the streets of Maastricht and winning some pretty substantial prize money. But they've already done the qualifiers and now they're actually doing the races where they go through a whole bunch of different race events using the last garage. The qualifiers actually though, which were really cool with this, were using the BAC mono on an ice track. So you had 2 10-minute goes and that was it. But either way, it was really good fun to actually just jump on the BAC mono on an ice track and just see how fast you can be at something you've never driven before. Really good, really unique, not something I've seen in any other esports as well. So if you're into esports and you want to try esports and you want to see how well you can do at esports, Sim Formula Europe is probably your opportunity to do that and give it a go in a nice environment with a bunch of sim racing equipment and the opportunity to talk to a whole bunch of sweaty sim racers. So there you go guys. I think we managed to keep this tour a little bit lower in length than previous tours. I tried my best. We'll have to see the final tally, but if you got to the end, you need to make sure that you give us a teapot and a fish emoji. That's how I know, that's how we track it. We put the messages into advanced AI to see who actually got to the end. Probably 3 people. But some of you enjoy these tours. I really appreciate you guys watching them. Really appreciate those of you that get through this without subscribing. But there you go. Sim Formula Europe 2026. Good job by Sim Formula. I'm going to go and grab a waffle now. Till the next one though guys, thank you very much for watching. Happy tea drinking, take care and goodbye.